In this video, I want to say a few words about two interesting articles I saw this week in the aftermath of the Michigan Wolverines' tumultuous 2020 football season. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar, and this is Big Discussions 76 Sports. First of all, please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe to my channel. Well, I'm back with another Michigan football video. I saw two articles this week that I thought were worth capturing here on Big Discussions 76 Sports. But before I get into all of that, I am right at 936 subscribers, which means that I need 64 subscribers to get to the holy number of 1,000. So if you're watching this and you're not subbed to my channel, please click that subscribe button. It's free. And yeah, I'll be very, very grateful to you. A lot of cool things can and will happen once we reach 1,000 subscribers. I also, before I jump in, I want to thank everyone who watched the last video regarding where the saying, your attitude determines your altitude, where that comes from. That video was a bit off the beaten path. So it didn't involve Michigan football, and I just want to thank everyone who had the curiosity to go over and to look at that video, which discusses where that saying comes from and also my upcoming book project. And so, as I said in that video, I'm going to be sprinkling those in along with my Michigan football stuff and any NFL stuff or any Michigan basketball content that I create, which I intend to create as we're right upon March Madness. So I should have been doing more Michigan basketball throughout this season, but you know, there's only so much time in a week with 4 channels and so much Michigan football news. So with all of that out of the way, let's jump in to the two articles. So the first article comes from MLive. I'm not going to read it verbatim. I'm just going to pull out what stood out most to me, and I'm going to leave the article in the description box below. This article is entitled J.J. McCarthy and His Intriguing Role in Michigan's Offseason Quarterback Race. And this was uploaded on February 9th, I believe, of this week. So this is pretty recent. And this was written by Andrew McMahon. And so the article basically talks about the image. The image for the article is Jimmy, old khaki pants, hairball, Jimmy Snake Oil, whatever you guys choose to call him. But for now, I'll just call him Coach Harbaugh out of respect. So it shows Coach Harbaugh with his signature Michigan cap and his shirt and his khakis, and he's got his whistle in his mouth and his glasses, and it talks about the role that J.J. McCarthy may play in the upcoming year in terms of the quarterback competition. If you've been following, if you followed our team throughout this tumultuous, or should I say throughout the tumultuous 8-game COVID-19 shortened season, because it's past tense now, you know, we started off with Joe Milton, and then things didn't go well for Joe Milton. And by the way, Joe helped me get to almost 1,000 subscribers. So once again, thank you, Super Joe. So Joe didn't hold the starting spot firmly throughout the year, and then Cade McNamara, he got a shot at it, and he did pretty well until he hurt his shoulder. I believe that was in the Penn State game, and then due to too many positives, the Wolverines called off the Maryland game and the Ohio State game. So as of now, we don't know who our signal caller is going to be. Is it Super Joe? Is it Cade McNamara? Or is it the young kid, JJ McCarthy? And JJ's name came up regularly when discussions about Jim's future were going on. And throughout all of it, throughout all of the uncertainty of whether or not Jim was going to go, a lot of people were shoving him out. A lot of people were insisting that he was going to go. The question was, well, would he go with this blue chip quarterback, with this stud quarterback coming in? And all throughout, JJ McCarthy stayed faithful and said, I still want to come to Michigan, which I think is pretty cool. So this article is talking about how he has the measurables and he has the talent to compete with Joe and Cade McNamara for the job. But what stood out to me about this article was it says that Jim is going to take back over, or he's going to take over coaching the quarterbacks full time. And that stood out to me. And the reason it stood out to me is because I was wondering and thinking, wait a minute, he hasn't been coaching our quarterbacks this entire time. If he hasn't, why not? I mean, he played at Michigan. He played in the NFL. He coached Andrew Luck. He coached Colin Kaepernick for that little stretch when Colin was competitive. He has the pedigree to coach the quarterbacks, even though he's the head coach and he has to delegate and oversee and do all these different things. But why hasn't he been in charge of the quarterbacks up to this point? So I thought that was strange. Maybe one of you all know why he hasn't done it up to this point, but you would think that with his history and with his pedigree and with his experience and with his nickname of being the quarterback whisperer, you would have thought Jim would have been coaching our signal callers up to this point, but apparently not. So hopefully now that his hands are going to be directly on that position, hopefully we will now start to see stellar or something close to stellar quarterback play. So for me, that was a real head scratcher. Once again, that article is going to be in the description box below. Okay, now on to the second article. Now, the second article involves a player who I was really, really sad to see go, and a player who I thought was underutilized when he was here, or when he was there in Ann Arbor with the football team, because I'm down here in the Washington, D.C. area. But I'm talking about Nico Collins. This article comes from the Sportsbook Nation, and it's entitled, Nico Collins on Jim Harbaugh. If you think he's not the right coach, you're wrong. Very strong words from number 4. This was published on February 10th, and it was written by, I like to say who the articles are written by. Trevor Woods. Okay. I'm not going to read the whole thing. This is going to be in the description box below. Once again, the image for this article is a picture of Nico Collins. I think this looks like the Iowa game from 2019, where that season was Josh Gaddis' first season, the first season of the Speed and Space. That was Shea Patterson's last year, where the offense pretty much sputtered along for the first 5 games. And in that Iowa game, I thought Nico was underutilized, but I think afterwards Shea said that Iowa adjusted their defense to take him out of the game plan. So that's all water under the bridge. But I'm not going to read this verbatim. It's going to be below. It's a short read, but I'm going to read the key comment from Nico right now, who's getting ready for the NFL draft. And the quote says, "If you think he's not the right coach, you're wrong. He's a great coach. He's a coach that played in the NFL, coached in the NFL, and knows exactly how to coach his players," Nico Collins said. "If you want a great team to go and a great coach to be coached by. Go to the University of Michigan. It doesn't get any better because of Coach Harbaugh. I learned a lot from him, and I'm glad he was my coach for my first 3 years. Okay, now this is interesting because Nico left, and COVID-19 had a lot to do with that. And, he and a lot of the other kids wanted to play, and they didn't want to sit the season out. And the Big Ten season didn't start until the end of October. But in any case, this is interesting because Jimmy took quite a beating this year from outside the fan base, from inside the fan base, and a lot of people were willing to just throw him away and get rid of old khaki pants. But hearing Nico Collins say this with, again, feeling like he was underutilized in the 2019 season, and especially in that 2018 revenge tour Ohio State game, I thought that he could have been the difference in that game. And with him being underutilized, and with all the criticisms of Coach Harbaugh, and him making this statement, that's very interesting. So this suggests, despite all the criticisms that have been levied at Jim, according to Nico Collins, Jim can coach. And he learned a lot from Jim. And the University of Michigan should still be a destination for top college football talent. Nico Collins allegedly said it, not me. So that's the second article. I'm going to leave that in the description box below. Let me know what you think, and I'm sure you all will. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, I am within striking distance of 1,000. So please like this video, please share it, and please subscribe. If you want to leave something in the tip jar, that information is below this video as well. Go Blue, and as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. Bye-bye.